We came to a point in our marriage where probably after about 15 years, we were stuck in the same cycle.
We started a church back in the 70s and took about 10 years for us to burn out. And we really didn't have any idea why we burned out or why we had so many relational difficulties.
Fortunately, we came upon some new concepts about attachment theory that helped us really make strong gains in our own relationship.
Taking those to other people was really a way to help them have the transformation that we had seen only in a lot less time, because we could condense how we got there.
Relationship 180 to me is helping people turn their relationships in the right direction. It is getting to the core, the imprints, the things that we have carried through our lives that have caused us to build some barriers to bonding and attaching in healthy relationships with the people that are being entrusted to us.
We believe in this marriage thing, and anything that we could be a part of, even as small as it might be, to help mend some of that stuff is extremely beneficial. So
to be able to provide for a couple who might not be able to provide and just are like, we're giving up, we're done, we're over, and to say, hey, you know what, give it one more try, and we'll be there. We'll walk beside you. We'll do what it takes maybe to get you to that point. It's been pretty encouraging for us. It's been encouraging for the couples to come back and say, hey, this is what it's done.
from our perspective, it's just what we feel God calling us very strongly to give and be a part of.
Corey and I got married at a really young age, and we actually kind of did things reverse. We got pregnant when I was 18 and then decided to get married. We were married for about probably like 5 or 6 years and just, we weren't making it. And we actually heard through some of our friends about Mylan.
They said we'd be willing to contribute to help you if you'd like to go. I had gone from a background where counseling wasn't thought of as very helpful or highly thought of. But since I've completely changed my mind about that. I mean, I think without it, I would be in a completely different place right now.
It's inspired us to kind of be a couple that maybe, because we have been through a lot in our marriage, that we can reach other couples and do the same thing that this couple did for us.
I think the thing that gets me excited is when we get a chance to be involved in the lives of leaders where we can impact them, knowing that they're going to have a significant impact on others that God has entrusted to them.
There tends to be an image when you're in the pastorate that you have to have it all together. You got to be the exemplary, you got to be almost superhuman. There's a lot of superhuman expectations put on pastors where they have to meet everybody's needs all the time, and they aren't allowed to be fallen. It wasn't that Relationship 180 gave me a license to go and be fallen, as much as it gave me kind of a haven where I could be completely real, wear my heart, which at the time was a broken heart, wear my broken heart on my sleeve. And Relationship 180 was able to validate that and say, look, you're not alone. Just because you're a pastor doesn't mean you're immune to the effects of the fall. You still have relationship catastrophes just as much as the next guy. And so at a time when I was going through some relationship problems that the church couldn't really understand, because for them it was incompatible with being a pastor. Being a pastor equaled you have everything together. And Relationship 180 was just a safe place to come and to be honest and to open up and pull me out of that aloneness. I felt like I was on an island and I was the only one in the universe who could relate to these kind of relationship problems. And what Relationship 180 did was brought me out of that isolation and gave me good, down-to-earth relational advice as far as how to seek resolution.
The more that
you show your stuff, it's not a weakness, and how God is so glorified and honored in this. And today, just this afternoon, I had a girlfriend who I was sharing some of my personal struggles and some things that I've been working on, and she ended up calling me back after she left and just said, she was in tears crying, and she just said, "Thank you. I have never met somebody who is always so real with me and will be so authentic." And I thank Mylan for opening that up with creating this dialogue between us, where it was this safe place where we now are creating within our environment, and it's raising the level.
That can't help but bleed out into all of our other relationships. And whether that leader is a leader of a company or a pastor of a church or someone who is in touch with a lot of people during the week, it all bleeds out.
We have now the ability for folks to come onto our website that have a ministry role and be able to access for free various PDFs, audio files, video files, information, syllabuses, things that are associated with the book, other teaching and tools that can help them not only personally in their own ministry, but also are reproducible and transferable into the ministry they can use to reteach them. And we now make that all available for free, and we update it with new information every week.
Being a part of Relationship 180 and just having this ministry is so important to me, because I struggled for so many years to really form any type of relationship that really nurtured my soul. I think I was stuck even spiritually with God a lot, because if I couldn't bond with my husband or with my children in a deep way, how do I really understand the love of God? And so experiencing comfort and healing from my husband in ways that I never dreamed was possible opened my eyes and my heart to God in a way that was astounding. And I want other people to really be able to experience that and to have that healing that is possible.
We had our own level of pain in our own relationship. And I would have to say that because we worked hard in the right ways and God helped to lead us in that journey, we now have levels of comfort, of joy, of happiness in our own relationship that it would be selfish to not share.
It's almost like, you go into your marriage with awful vision and your hearing isn't so good, and then come out of Relationship 180 and you get 20/20 vision and you can actually hear each other.
We've seen the fruit of what God's given them, and specifically in some relationships, and the way that it has turned those relationships around is
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
It's kind of a ministry over ministries to help ministers, pastors, missionaries be better at what they do. I can think of no better ministry to send dollars to than the one that's going to exponentially spread the love.